They endured a lot. That was the worst thing that many people have seen in this country for years. Justice Kavanaugh. It's a big moment in our country's history. And now it is the outrageous impeachment. Look, impeachment. I never thought I'd see or hear that word with regard to me, impeachment. I said the other day, it's an ugly word. To me, it's an ugly word. Very ugly word. It means so much. It means horrible, horrible crimes and things. I can't even believe it. It's a witch hunt. It's based on a single phone call of congratulations to the president of Ukraine, which they fraudulently mischaracterized to sound absolutely horrible. This crooked Adam Schiff made a statement, long, beautiful statement, and it was a fraud. He repeated my call, but it wasn't me. He made it so bad. And I said, oh, I'm going to go after him. They say, sir, he has immunity. Because he said it in Congress. He has immunity. I say, I don't care about immunity. He can't have immunity. He made up a phone call. But then I did something that they didn't expect. I immediately called up Ukraine through my representatives. In this case, our great Secretary of State. He's doing a fantastic job. Mike Pompeo. And got approval, because I have to do this, because I don't like the idea of having these calls. You know how bad that is for us as a nation? And got approval to immediately make that call public. And they thought it was strange. You know, they thought it was a little bit strange. Why would you want to do that? You know, other countries are looking at us like, what the hell is going on in the United States? Seriously. Now, does this mean that every leader that I deal with, and we do great things. Look at what we did yesterday with China for our farmers and for our people. But does that mean every time I speak to the head of a country, they're afraid that this is going to be broadcast all over the world? You're never going to be able to speak properly to anybody, to make a deal, to do good things for the people, and even the people of the world. So we had a perfect call. It was congenial. It was just absolutely nice. Totally different than the phony thing that he revealed with this crazy whistleblower. The whistleblower said quid pro quo 8 times. It was a little off. No times. Little off. And when you hear shit, we won't give you that money unless you do this. It had nothing to do. Wasn't even discussed. It was a terrible, terrible, fraudulent thing. And then Nancy Pelosi went on television. She was very angry when she read the actual call, because this was an exact, I guess, stenographers, they took it down. And she was very angry because she got led. She was a day early when she started talking about impeachment, but that didn't matter to her. Let's do it anyway. And for those of you that think she was reasoned for the last 6 months, you know, when she said, no, we need more. I said, she's going to do it. She just wants to have it carried on closer to election. She's going to do it. Not a good person. I think she hates our country. Because if she didn't hate our country, she wouldn't be doing this to our country. It's a fraud. It's a fraud. But she said to George Stephanopoulos, I give him credit. No, he said the truth. Stephanopoulos said, no, but that wasn't what he said. He said this was totally different. No, he said it. In other words, they're of the opinion, just keep saying it. Maybe someday they'll believe it. And frankly, if I weren't there, because I was incredulous, I couldn't believe it. I heard it. I said, that's not what I said. He made up a conversation. And it was vicious what he said. And then we caught him. And I said, he has to pay a big price. And they said, sir, he has total immunity because he was in the great chamber talking to congressmen, talking to the American public, lying and cheating. And there's supposed to be nothing we can do about it. But he also went outside, and as usual, he talked to the press. And he said a lot of what he said to the press. So we're going to take a look at it. We're going after these people. These are bad, bad people. I actually told my lawyers, I said, sue him anyway. He's got immunity. But they can't mean immunity for that. I said, sue him anyway, even if we lose, the American public will understand. And sue Nancy Pelosi. Or maybe we should just impeach them. Because they're lying. And what they're doing is a terrible thing for our country. And the president of Ukraine said there was nothing wrong with the call. And you heard the words, there was no pressure. He didn't even know what we were talking about. He said, no, it was a very nice call. He doesn't know. I'll tell you what, I respect him so much. Because a lot of times, I don't want to comment, I don't want to get involved. He said, it was a very nice call. There was nothing there. And people that read it after we gave the transcript said it was great. I had one friend, very smart, brilliant lawyer from New York. I didn't like your call with Ukraine, Mr. President. He used to call me Donald, now he calls me Mr. President. For 30 years he calls me Donald. Now it's all of these guys. Nobody calls me Donald anymore. I lost all my friends. They call me Mr. President. It's true. It's true. He goes, Mr. President. I keep saying, call me Donald. President, I didn't like that call to the Ukrainian president. I said, really? What do you mean? What was wrong with it? It was terrible, the way you threatened him, and it's horrible. I said, I didn't threaten him. Of course you did. I said, where did you read it? Did you read? I didn't read it. I listened to what Adam Schiff was reading. I assumed that was a correct statement. I said, no. He then calls me back after reading it. He said, I can't believe it. I've never seen anything like that. A lot of people saw that. A lot of people that thought it was bad because they heard Adam Schiff. And they don't hear us talking. They don't know what we're saying. They think that, it's somebody standing. He's reading it like I said it. It's a terrible thing going on in this country. But they're using that call to impeach your president who won in 2016, perhaps the greatest election of our time. And I won it for you. I didn't win it for me. I won it for you and others, but I won it for you. They're coming after me because I'm fighting for you. That's a big part of it. And I'm fighting for all Americans and our way of life, but I'm fighting for you. And they don't like you. They don't like you. And you explain why. You explain why. Your values are so incredible. They don't like you. But nobody in this room would do what Adam Schiff did. Nobody would ever think of it. By the way, he only did it because he never thought that I was going to release the transcript. Had he thought and I didn't even know I was going to release it even before he did it. But I said, released, how transparent can you get, right? They're saying, we're holding back. I gave the transcript of the call. But he did it, and then I released the transcript. They never thought in a million years, even in terms of violation with another country, but we got the approval. So he's very embarrassed, but he gets up to the microphone. Remember, he used to say, well, I have personal proof that the president was very closely aligned with Russia. Russia. And I'm watching him, and even me, I'm starting to say, does he know something that I don't know? Gets up with his very, very narrow neck. You remember? Pencil neck. Dana, you would not be impressed with him physically. But he gets up, no dummy, but he's a crooked person. Smart guy, crooked as hell. And this is what they're using to, and they're going to be very unsuccessful. But this is what they're using, this call, to try and impeach the President of the United States, who did win one of the great elections of all time. All time. And it couldn't have come at a better time, because if we had lost that, we would be in a lot of trouble. We'd have a very different country right now. Even with China the other day, they were saying it's incredible what you've done. Our economy is up many, many trillions of dollars. Their economy is down many, many trillions of dollars. Big gap. We would have been number 2 by now if our opponent had won. They would have been way ahead of us, and now they're way behind. And that's okay. We made a great deal yesterday. You have to get it papered, but we will, because they want to make that deal. They want to make that deal because they've never had pressure like this. And I don't blame China, by the way. I blame the people that were leading our country for 25 years, allowing that to happen, where $500 billion is being taken out of our country and given to China so they can rebuild their entire empire. So I never blame China, and I say that openly. I say it in every speech. I don't blame China. I wish we could have done it to them. I would have loved it. And now maybe we are. They're trying to destroy anyone opposed to their goal of fundamentally transforming the United States of America. The one thing about the radical Democrats that is something that you have to admire: they stick together. The Republicans don't. And I love the Republicans. They have horrible policies, the Democrats. They're for sanctuary cities, the Democrats. They're against strong, powerful, beautiful. I love our law enforcement. They believe in open borders where anybody can come into our country. Anybody. You have to see, and we've done a great job. No support, only opposition. We have 27,000 Mexican soldiers on our border, and the numbers are dropped like off the table. And I want to thank the President of Mexico and Mexico for doing an incredible job. But the Democrats have one thing: they stick together. They're like glue. And it's been that way for a long time, not just now. For whatever it is, it's been that way for a long time. And it's the one trait that I do respect and even admire. They stick together. They don't have people coming out against the president. And you know, I'm at 94% approval rating. But still, you have people out there, they don't get it. They don't get it. So we love the Republicans. We love what we're doing. We love our programs. In many cases, we're better politicians than them. We have much better policies. We want strong borders. We want powerful education. We want freedom of speech. We want a strong military. We want a powerful Second Amendment, which they don't want. Right? Dana? They don't want. I wouldn't say they're too much into the Second Amendment, the world of the Second Amendment. I will tell you, if certain of these people, I would say almost anyone, your Second Amendment is in serious, serious trouble. Serious trouble. Socialism is obsessed with the pursuit of power because it has replaced religion within government and in their eyes. It has absolutely replaced religion. When you look at some of the things that they're in favor of, it's like anything, nobody's ever seen anything like it. The new green or green new, you can say it either way, by the way, it doesn't matter, same thing. Doesn't matter. Somebody said, which comes first? I said, doesn't make any difference. They're both crazy. No cows, no planes, no people, no energy, no oil, no gas, no nothing. This evening, we reaffirm true foundations of American society. We believe that every American has the right to live by the dictates of their conscience and the teachings of their faith. We believe in the right to free exercise of religion.